Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry back again with another BoLS Bat Rev. Today we're going to jump right into some X-Wing, so let's take a look at the Imperial list. Starting off, we have the Rear Admiral here. He's going to be Pilot Skill 8, it's going to be key for them. Engine upgrade, Usain Assard, Predator, and Rebel Captive are his upgrades. We didn't really remember the Rebel Captive until about turn 4, but I'm going to blame BigRed for that one. Moving on, his two backup buddies, Avenger Squadron pilots, two TIE Interceptors, and again, we are playing 100 points, so that comes out right at 100 points. Now, for the Rebel list, of course, I am playing the Rebels. I will be rocking the Dash 58 Special, or as I like to call them, the video game All-Stars. Got Dash Rendar and the Outrider. Kyle Katarn is a co-pilot there hanging out. Push limit, engine upgrade, of course, Outrider for the title, and then the heavy laser cannon, which the magic donut, as everybody likes to know. I'm also running what I like to call Sneaky Jake Farrell. It says Shardian refit and stealth device. Had to keep him cheap. And his wingman will be a lean green squadron pilot, just a wing with the Shardian refit. As we jump right into the game here, BigRed is deploying his two TIE Interceptors, number 35 and number 36 pilots, is what I'm going to call him here. He's going for the corner strategy to try to throw me off as to where I'm going to deploy. And then I respond by deploying an A-Wing. And just to make a couple of quick clarifications, we are using the regular asteroids there. There's no debris fields, just 6 asteroids. A little bit harder to spot but on the map, but it still looks really cool. So drop down Dash, who's Pilot Skill 7, and then Jake, who's also Pilot Skill 7, and then here comes the Rear Admiral. Alright, so once he's deployed, BigRed is just double checking his cards real fast, kind of reading over them again, just to refresh everybody's memory. We do forget a couple of things, sorry about that. It happens, but he does remind me later that he does have the Rebel Captive. Again, it doesn't take place till like turn 4, but anyway, he starts with his movement. We're all dialed in, so here comes TIE 35, who does a 3 hard right bank, and his action is simply just to boost forward there. And then 36 follows up with the same maneuver, a 3 hard right bank and a boost for his action. Followed up by the A-Wing, he's getting 5 ahead full, and his action will be to focus. And then Jake's going to come in here with also another 5 ahead full and focus as well. Again, those A-Wings are super fast. Then here comes Dash. He's going to go 4 ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and do a boost maneuver here. We kind of get into a little bit of a question about whether or not boosting in the asteroid belt, how that all works, but he just does the boost right and a barrel roll to follow up as well with the push limit there. And I do remember the stress this time. And then the Rear Admiral's just going to go 1 ahead, nothing fancy. At this point, we're ready to continue with the next turn on a turn 2, but just to be on the safe side, go ahead and double check the ranges on the weapons just to make sure before the dials get all dropped down. So here I come in with the range. Yep, everybody's out, no big deal. Let's set the dials for turn 2. So let's get dialed in here. At this point, I'm thinking got to get Dash in there to start plinking away. Got to watch out for those A-Wings. I'm going barreling straight at the Imperials, and they're going to come right at me too, guns a-blazing. So as we roll into turn 2, we have TIE number 35. He's going to do a 2 bank left, and his action, after a little bit of deliberation here by BigRed, is going to be to focus eventually. And he goes ahead and not going to boost. Nope, going to go back, decides to focus. And then 36 rolls up. He does a 3 bank left, also does a focus as well. Responding to that, the A-Wing, the lean green here, rolls up, 2 straight ahead, focus, and then here comes Jake, also doing 2 ahead focus. And then Dash is going to roll around here with a 1 bank left focus from Kyle for doing a green maneuver, removing the stress. Kyle gives him that one there, and then we do a little bit of boost action here as well. Boost forward, and then there comes the boost. We were having again a little debate about whether or not that's a move action, whether or not Dash's ability happens or not. If he does the boost on top of an asteroid, he ignores stuff typically, but we determined because it's an action, not during the move, that it doesn't happen. So moving on from there, we just clarified that, and that's how we played it the rest of the game. So BigRed's going to go now. He's going to go ahead and do a 1 ahead with the Admiral, and then his action is actually going to be to target lock Jake, who's in really close range. I think it was range man 2 at that point, maybe 1, but it was super close range, and he goes for the target lock. All right, BigRed's checking range, grabbing dice, and he rolls his shots. 3 shots. He's going to get 2 hits and then he's going to use his Predator ability. He can reroll one with Predator. He doesn't get 2 rerolls, but then he also is able to flip the crit. That's one of the flip a focus to a crit. That's one of the Admiral's abilities, and he's going to do 2 hits to Jake after I make some evade rolls there. Dash is going to roll up. He's going to target the Admiral, and he's going to get 4 hits on him. He does get 1 dice for the asteroid, which he fails to make any saves, so Admiral's taking 4 hits, 4 damage, and there goes the shields. After that, Jake just fired back on the tie, got 2 hits, but it was blocked by 1, so the tie only took 1 shot. Fires back at Jake. He's actually going to get 3 hits, and Jake's going to roll here. He's going to get his 2 evades out of it, so he takes 1 hit, but that causes him to lose his stealth device and therefore lose an evade token for the rest of the game due to not having stealth device anymore. So the last tie fires on him. He gets 2 more hits on Jake, so Jake has taken a total of 3 damage and lost his stealth device, no shields left. Lean Green goes last on accident, we forgot, but he shot and did 1 crit hit on the big ship and ended up with 2 points of damage. So here we are into turn 3. First up is going to be the number 35 tie is doing a 5k turn, so he's turning right around, gets the stress token, and then 36 does a 2 ahead, and his action will be to take a focus. The A-Wing, Lean Green here, is going to bank 2 left, and is actually going to bump the tie, so he loses his action. And then Jake is also going to do a 3 left bank and bump as well. So bad moves on my part. We're all tangled up together, but it happens. Dash is doing a hard left there too. He's going to get back into the fight here, and then Dash is also going to focus and get the push the limit barrel roll there, and kind of get back out of range 1 back into range 2. The Admiral's deciding what to do. He was going to do a 2 ahead and actually clears everything. So by some miracle, being 2 ahead, no problem there. His next action is going to be to boost and get out of fire there from Dash, getting out of range there, staying away from him. So he clears everything, no problem. Good move on BigRed's part. Next up, he's going to start the shooting phase off here. He's going to target Jake, and he's going to hit Jake 3 times. After all the dice are rolled, all said and done, Jake is now gone. Dash is going to fire at tie number 35 with that stress token. He's going to get 3 hits. Now, typically he'd get 4 dice, but because he's using a heavy laser cannon, secondary, primary thing with Outrider, he only gets 3 dice. He whiffs on his evade, and Dash gets a kill. So we've traded 1 for 1, and unfortunately the tie can't shoot because they bumped, and Dash is out of range. So we're going to get all dialed in and jump right into turn 4. Number 36 tie is going to do a 3 bank left, his left, my right, and boost 1, and then do that move there. The other A-Wing is going to do a 5k turn, so really fast, rolls the asteroid, and no damage there. Dash is going to follow that up with a 1 bank left. Again, it's green, so he's going to remove the stress token, give him a focus from Kyle, and then he's going to boost as well. At this point, I'm kind of debating whether or not I want to push the limit, and I opt not to. So not going to get the extra stress, and BigRed's going to go with the Admiral, who does a 3 bank left, his left there, turning to get back in the game. And as for the shooting, Dash is going to fire at 36 with the heavy laser cannon, and picking some dice up here. He is definitely in range. Good to go there. And he's going to roll. He's going to get 2 hits on 36 after all the dice are rolled. So some more hot dice on that part. Nobody else has any shooting, so he's going to jump right into turn 5. Going to go ahead and get all dialed in there, get situated. And at this point, too, we kind of remember about the Rebel Captive and some other minor rules things. So did forget those things. Sorry about that again. Do apologize, but we're getting better. We're moving on there. Nobody's doing evades when they don't have the token anymore. Right, Internet? Oh, yeah. So BigRed's all dialed in here. He's going to take 36. Turn number 36 is going to do a 5k turn to whip back around, get the stress token. A-Wing's going to go. Lean Green's going to go 5 forward straight, and that clears the stress, and he rolls on the asteroid and clears that as well. And his action will be to focus. Dash is going to go 1 forward and focus, and then the Admiral is going to go, again, looking for some asteroid rolls real fast. So BigRed's going to go. He's going to do a 3 bank, or sorry, a hard 3 left, and he's actually going to roll his asteroid, and of course he takes the hit because that's his luck. In response to his action will be to target lock Dash, So just checking range, good to go there. He's going to fire at Dash. He's going to roll a hit and a focus, uses Predator to get a reroll, flips that focus using his pilot ability, and then the other focus is nothing. Dash rolls and gets 2 evades, so no damage to Dash. 3 dice because of an asteroid, all that stuff. Dash fires back and ends up with a couple of hits on the Admiral, rolling his dice back, takes just straight up 2 more damage. A-Wing goes in as well, firing at the Admiral, who isn't barely in range, just barely. He gets 2 more hits on the Admiral, who has no more evade dice. At this point, he remembers he's got a SARD, so he gets that dice roll, but he fails it and takes the damage anyway. Number 36 is also out of your range, so that's going to end the turn. We're going to jump right into turn 6 now. 36 just did a 2 forward, which was a green maneuver, losing the stress, gaining a focus for his action. A-Wing's going to do a bank 2, and then his action will be to boost, trying to get back in the firing arc, getting back into the threat range there. Dash is up next after that. He's going to do a 2 forward, which is just BigRed's going to move him for me there. And he's going to focus for his action there. Kind of a little bit of debate. What's he going to do with that 360? Means that focusing is never a bad call. On top of that, he's going to decide. I decide to do a barrel roll, push the limit to get back out of range, back out of the donut hole there, and make sure that everybody's just on the right arc there. So Dash is going to get a stress on top of all that. So that was his turn. The Admiral's going to go 1 forward. He's going to get a focus off of that. And then again, we remember now he's got the free evade, he's got the rebel captive and all that fun stuff. He's going to take a shot at Dash for his shooting step here, being the highest pilot skill. BigRed's really shaking those dice. And he gets 1 hit, he blows a target lock, re-rolls it, gets a bunch of stuff there, gets to flip stuff over with his ability, and then Predator gets to re-roll again. And what does Dash do? Like a jerk, just rolls 3 evades. So take that, and uses a focus. Sorry, no hits on Dash. So good job. Dash is going to fire back, and he's going to completely whiff for the first time in like 3 games. He's going to completely whiff with Dash. He's going to fire back with the number 36, and he's actually going to nail Dash for 3 hits. So Dash is down to 2 shields. Jumping into turn 7 now. We forgot that priority actually flipped, so the A-Wing's going to go first, and he does a hard 2 left, and his action will be to focus. The tie is going to do a 1 sharp left turn here, and he's going to get right in there. Dash is going to go 1 forward, again losing that stress, getting a focus from tile, and now he's going to boost right as the action to get back out there. Again, taking advantage of that 360 arc. Admiral's going to go. He's going to do a 3 hard bank there, left, and no damage from the asteroid. He remembers again that free evade, all that good stuff, and his action there. So he's just going to focus, or sorry, he's going to get the free evade. That's what that marker is, and he opts to boost for the action. So he's good to go there. For a shooting step here, the Admiral BigRed is really debating whether or not he thinks Dash is in. It's really hem and hawing back and forth. So he just decides to opt for the safe play and shoot at the A-Wing at range 3, which is going to give me a bunch of extra dice. Shooting-wise, he is going to get all the special rerolls and stuff, and at the end of the day, with all the dice on the table, he's going to end up with 1 shield less on that A-Wing. So there you go. Dash is going to fire, and again, ridiculous rolls. It's going to be 3 hits and a focus, which I use the focus to flip it. It doesn't even matter. The tie can't dodge all that. And just for funsies, he was in range of Dash. So kicking it over to turn 8, the A-Wing is up first. He's going to do a hard left 2, and then his action will be to evade. And Dash will be up next. He's going to do a hard right, his right, so kind of whipping back around there. And then his action will be to focus, and again, boost as well. So all that extra fun, push the limit nonsense you can do with engine upgrade and Dash and having Kyle on board is totally awesome. So the Admiral's up. He's going to do a hard left 2 and get right in the face of that A-Wing. And then he is actually going to, for his action, debating whether or not, once he's focused, whatnot, he goes for the target lock on Dash, who, of course, is in range. BigRed's deciding whether or not he wants to fire at the A-Wing or Dash. He opts to shoot at Dash, but then what happens? The camera dies. So sorry about that. The battery did die. We did swap the battery out. I accidentally bumped the camera. Again, do apologize. It happens. But just to recap on that, he fired at Dash. He actually did no damage. Dash shot back and did 1 point of damage, took a stress from the rebel captive, and then the freaking A-Wing comes out of nowhere, gets 2 hits, one of which is a crit. So you can see there on the left all the damage on the Decimator. Bad times for him. So just pointing that all out. At this point too, we did have some people come over, so we paused for just a sec, made sure everything was good to go, waiting for BigRed to come back. So pointing out the damage, pointing the movement to him. We're all square, good to go. Now we're going to go into the movement. They're all dialed up. So the A-Wing is going to do a 3K turn. So we're going to flip around there and take a stress and be right behind the Decimator. Dash is going to go with a 1 bank to the right just to get back into range, and using Kyle, you have the focus, lose the stress, all that fun stuff. I'll have the stress from shooting at the guy with the rebel captive, so I don't get the extra action from Dash, so no fancy boosting. At that point too, the Admiral is going to go now. On the Admiral's turn here, he's going to get a 2 bank right, as you saw there, and he's going to focus as well. He's also going to aim at the A-Wing, and after all the dice are rolled, he's going to end up with 2 hits and a crit. The A-Wing's going to roll the dice back here to see if he can get any evades. At the end of that skirmish there with the dice, he's going to end up with 1 evade. He's going to lose his final shield and possibly take a damage from the crit to see if it actually kills him. It does not. He is a stunned pilot, but no big deal there. So Dash is going to check range to see if he can shoot back. Fortunately for that, Dash is out. The Decimator is only sitting on 1 hit point. He does remember he gets his free evade from Isard, but I rolled 2 crits, so even though he ignored the first crit, he's still taking that final point of damage, and it ends the game. Got a quick handshake from BigRed. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up. Have a good one.